I'm not Mitch Connor, and I'm a flying squirrel. So I'm sure many people have heard about this follow-up to that Pamela Geller did to, ISIS. It wasn't fucking ISIS, but the attack on the Muhammad cartoon contest. If you haven't seen Cartoon Wars in Erection Land, a video of mine, I suggest you check it out. But oh yeah, this is the winning cartoon, which that's real creative. Yeah. Anyway, along with that, in Phoenix, Arizona, right by the mosque, is this protest that InfoWars was actually there to cover too. Free speech protest, cartoon contest going on outside of the mosque where Elton Simpson and Nadir Sufi attended. Sorry, I had to pause it and seek through this a little bit. I'd written down a couple of points. This one I'm about to show is very possibly relevant, and I'm going to let you speculate for yourself what you see here. But this is InfoWars coverage of the event. And of course I'll leave the links in the description, but it's basically an episode of the InfoWars Nightly News, and not all of it's about the event. There's other stuff going on here. But I'm going to let you watch and listen here.
Yeah, there's definitely some violent, angry people on the other side right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're coming out and screaming at people and flipping everyone off. Definitely not being peaceful.
Well, how do you feel?
I'll tell you that.
How do you feel knowing that ISIS was making some threats on Twitter, or some of their wannabe jihadists were threatening this event on Twitter?
Yeah, and now on the other side, they're flying the flag upside down. I don't know if you guys can.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you catch that? Did you see her start fucking laughing? I think they were supposed to cut away there, and they failed to do so. Not to mention, right before that, Joe Biggs said, I didn't find any evidence. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I did not find any evidence about people like coming out and screaming at him and flipping him off. Okay, if somebody finds that, please let me know. I would love to see it, but I'll probably continue reviewing this video tomorrow. I got to about the 2-hour part. I mean, I didn't watch, like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing because it was about other things as well. But go to that point at 1 hour and 33 minutes, okay, and watch it yourself. Leanne McAdoo doing this, okay, talking about the ISIS Twitter accounts, and then it's supposed to cut to Joe Biggs, and she starts trying to fight laughter. I wonder why that might be. I have my own opinion. You can make your own. All right, this next part, this is the guy that organized this get-together. And it starts just before this point right here, 2:04:54. Let's put it on the golden screen. And listen.
Some will still also say that, they're allowed to sit there and deceive the infidel. So,
but you didn't have a nice conversation. You didn't get a positive reaction from that conversation?
We were peaceful. It was a peaceful conversation. I am capable. I am a Marine. I have discipline. I am capable to have a peaceful conversation with somebody. Okay, and I have questions, and I want answers, and that's what it came down to.
And now, and you brought up you got to wear a Kevlar. You've got some
got my
guys
family
surrounding
yeah.
you with guns. Was it worth it?
Absolutely. I just sacrificed myself. I just bought my house, first house I bought in my life. Okay, trying to raise my family out here. I just bought it a year ago, and now we're gonna have to sell it. I just sacrificed my entire livelihood just to expose what's going on in this country, okay? Our freedom of speech is under attack. If you don't believe me, there's a group of people over there that think that I should be beheaded for wearing a shirt or for drawing a cartoon. There is also a group of people over there that are not Muslims, but they are the same type of people that spit on our Vietnam veterans when they came home.
Well, there was a lot of spitting going on.
Feel free to watch the rest of the interview at your own leisure. This is the guy. This is one of his pictures. A bunch of pictures of him. This is his Facebook page. He also has another Facebook page on one of these. And all these links will be in the description, so if I don't come back to it, oh well. But what I want to say about this guy is, so far what I've looked into him, and I'm always open to other information, but I think this guy might be legitimately believing what he's doing. There was no attack here. And I don't know. I couldn't find, you know, like other than being a Marine, you know, but I couldn't find any other legitimate connections there. Okay. I didn't search all that long, but maybe somebody will inform me of something. But there were well-armed people there at the little rally. Yeah, we got a lot of crap here. There were quite a lot of people there, potentially thousands. I mean, that looks like quite a lot of people to me, on both sides. Police came out. At one point in this interview, this guy talks about how he didn't have to pay for the police, and you know, they were just provided for the situation. Unlike what's her face, Pamela Geller, and the contest in Garland, Texas, back on May 3rd. Now this is, I've shown the interviews with the guy that runs the mosque. It's the community center next to the mosque that's basically a part of the mosque. And there's some relevant stuff here somewhere. Hang on. This one isn't something you see every day, but, well, sorry, that's legal, right, to bear arms. And, of course, nobody would attack it when it's like that, but even still, you know, like, there was, you know, you'd think there would be a staged attack if he was, in fact, you know, not a legitimate person. And that doesn't, that's not to say he's right, you know, because he's wrong about the, of course he's wrong about the existence of ISIS in the sense of that we generally know it, or that the media pumps out, okay? He believes in that narrative as far as I can tell. There's a lot to this. This is further down on the same page. As you can see, if you've watched my previous videos, that's the same guy. You can watch the video for yourself. I'm just trying to point that out. There's something here that was relevant that I saw earlier. Oh yeah, there's these cameras, and as this same what is it, ABC 15 reported, cameras installed outside mosque ahead of Friday rally, which would make it harder to pull off such a thing, though. Doesn't they put it on light poles, so it was the city of Phoenix doing it rather than the mosque itself. They purposely did it on Friday on a prayer day, and CARE was involved. I've been over them a little bit, but so also Josh Ernst, the White House press secretary, commented on it, hoping there's no violence and there's no justification for violence and blah blah blah, you know, as if that guy's not full of shit. Anybody who has looked into such things as that should know that. But now this is getting boring, and I'm sorry. The point is, I would think it more likely that this bus campaign is New York, right? Or no, sorry, Washington D.C. that Pamela Geller is trying to put together is more likely to have violence against it, because supposedly this guy's getting what's his friggin' name again? John Ritzheimer is getting threatened. You know, he's had to put his family into hiding. Here's more about him from Bare Naked Islam. Oh, we got the tweets. We got the tweets. And remember how I showed Leanne McAdoo laughing about that statement about the tweets. Now in Cartoon Wars on Erection Day, I showed how like the timeline of the sheets was fraudulent, okay? Now if one of those tweets is fraudulent, that likely means they all are. This is a new name here, but of course, you know, they have a picture of al-Baghdadi or the ISIS flag or whatever. And, oh, here's Al-Britannia again, who is fake. And I've been over that. And Rita Katz follows up. She's talking about Al-Britannia here. Urges attack on John Ritzheimer at Jar Muhammad contest tomorrow and listed address it. He listed the address of this guy, apparently. Of course, they don't provide the link to that. I thought this was one of the people whose Twitter accounts were deleted. Along with this guy, Muhashi Miski. This is a tweet from the prior to the Garland fake shooting, or whatever it was. I'm not sure who this guy is, but I had pointed out that there are two different Muhashi Miskis. Oh, maybe they're the same person. Maybe they're this person, which would not surprise me. In fact, I think that is exactly who's doing it, or maybe employees of her. bridge.georgetown.edu, bridge.georgetown.edu. Okay, this connects back to 9/11 2013 as well, where there was going to be a million Muslim march. And apparently the Muslims didn't show up all that much. But something I want to point out here. The FBI is currently investigating threatening letters that were sent to the mosque, the Phoenix Mosque, that they were protesting outside yesterday, and an entourage of armed people gathering outside of it on Friday evening will only make matters worse. Yeah, I could give a fuck about the opinion shared there by Bare Naked Islam, which is full of shit. Here's a little video. Let's open it up here. It's from CARE, of course.
Now asking to be looking into threatening letters of violence against Muslims and places of worship. A civil rights group is now calling the letters hate crimes. Mike Watkins joining us live in Tempe tonight with the very latest
This guy looks
on
funny.
Investigation. Mike?
Yeah, Brandon, local and federal law officers on alert this evening, and local Islamic leaders are speaking out after this threatening letter was sent out to Valley mosques this past weekend. It was a very...
Did you notice that? Take a close look here. Will you frickin' rewind, you piece of crap? Okay, do you see that? Maybe you see it better now. It says your text here.
was sent out to Valley mosques.
You fucking kidding me? Now, it almost looks like something used by Power Director, because it's funny because that little graphic there over the letter. Just watch more.
Of murder.
Mazen Abdel Rahman is on the board of directors at Tempe's Islamic Community Center, one of at least two mosques here in the valley, where over the weekend a hate-filled letter...
They used Power Director. That's sweet. Yeah, apparently a hate-filled letter to them, alleging it's from Muslims, from what I understand. Okay, apparently not. Apparently no. It's supposedly somebody that's a Christian that sent this. From what I understood, that okay, maybe I misunderstood this paragraph. So in other words, they're ignoring it, understanding that these kinds of threats usually originate from someone in the Muslim community in order to get media attention and sympathy. So they're really only saying, I guess, that they did it to themselves, or maybe they didn't look into the context of it well enough, because I was just sitting here reading it, and yeah. Because they're basically, you know, trying to get them to accept Christ and lift you out of that hell-bound bondage of Islam. But, does it say anywhere here? Dang it. It does say Muhammad was, it doesn't, it's covered up there, but driven, demon-possessed, murdering slime worse than Adolf Hitler. So, yeah. There are not 70 virgins waiting on you. Dracula stopped the Muslim takeover of Europe by impaling 40,000 Turks, which halted their Eastern European wars. And somehow that moves into Christ, and he will help you get delivered from the countless demons of Islam. Okay, that's kind of weird, because Christ didn't talk about murdering people, impaling people. The worst violence he represented or spoke of was, of course, you know, whipping the money changers. And the thing about rebuking your brother, which the literal meaning of rebuke is actually to strike, you know, like forgive them, but you know, if they don't basically apologize, you know, rebuke